You're not in the dumps.
Welcome back to Baltimore. It's the MLL Draft, and I'm Evan Washburn. This is Peter Baum of the Ohio Machine, and Quint Kessenich, our expert, one who's actually tracking all the picks here as we get some guests in the later rounds. And Peter, it's been an interesting last couple of years for you. You were the number one selection in this draft a few years back. Didn't play, played in the LXM for one summer, and then had a big impact last year. In year one in Major League Lacrosse, how was it for you?
It was great. I mean, finally getting into the league, like you said, after a year off was great, and I think being able to play for a team like Ohio was a blast. We have a very young offensive nucleus, and then Kyle Harrison's someone I was familiar with and always looked up to, spent a lot of time with. So being able to kind of lean on him for guidance at times was a lot of fun, and obviously offensively we did a good job all season, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ohio had always had talent, but it seemed like something was missing. And initially, watching you guys right away last year, you could see that it changed. I don't know whether it was attitude or chemistry, but how do you best describe the step you guys took?
Yeah, I mean, I think as I looked at the team before myself and Kyle and Tom Schreiber eventually got there, I think punch out of the midfield was something that really they hadn't had in that way. You didn't have not even necessarily one bona fide run by your guy, shoot the ball on the run midfielder, and then all of a sudden you get three who have spent their careers making a living doing that. And so it's tough to get a pull on Kyle, Tom, and myself. So we really thrived off that, and whoever had the short stick would dodge, and it worked out really well.
Heading to the postseason is obviously important. It's a goal, but I'm curious what it did for you guys as a team, and maybe the sense of confidence you have going into 2015, knowing you've sort of put the struggles of the past, while you weren't a part of them, they were a part of what people thought of when they thought of Ohio. That's kind of now in the rear view. How much confidence does that give you going into this year?
Well, I think it's something that for me I wasn't a part of, but it's something that I know existed, and it's something I certainly don't ever want to be a part of. You don't want to be at the bottom of the table, and that's something you strive to avoid, certainly. You try to think about winning more than not losing. But, I think, like I said, we just have such a fun group, and the fans in Ohio have been tremendous. It's been a really fun experience for me, being an Oregon guy, getting to play in a non-traditional market like Columbus, which probably had lacrosse longer than Portland, Oregon has, but certainly not as long as some of the hotbeds. So that's fun for me to connect with those fans, and I think they just support us, and we try and do a good job and play well, especially at home. So it's been good.
Ryan Walsh, another Colgate.
Absolutely. I was selfishly hoping he would slip, pull a tumble down the board or whatever, and our coaches were really, really high on him, and I had told him so all along, and he's a great player. I think he's poised for a great senior year. He was as big a part as anybody in me winning the Tewaaraton Award. I mean, you have a guy who comes in as a freshman and has 60 points. How many freshmen have 60 points? That's certainly not common, so he's one of the best teammates that I've been around, and really happy for him. He'll be a great fit in Long Island, and in New York rather. We play New York game 1 on the island, so there's going to be a lot of Colgate alums out there. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, Peter, we appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Good luck this year. Thanks for joining us.
Continue.
Peter Baum of the Ohio Machine. Let's talk, Quint, about some of the special events and the announcements that were made earlier tonight. The big one being the All-Star Game, moving to Houston.